Thank you very much. Now, the saving grace here for c0ntact is that they're starting on the CT side, as I mentioned. Sadly for them, they did not win the first map, but they still have a chance. I feel like they have to do the lion's share of the work here on the defensive side. I think they need 11 rounds.
11?
Yeah.
That's the barred-off number right there.
That's what I think.
Okay. I think, just picking up quickly on something Maui said, Spinx is someone on that B site who's going to have to step up, and I think he was almost playing scared at times on that first map. It looked like to me the nerves were maybe getting to him. There is a lot of pressure on these players here at this tournament, and I'm assuming we've got a full start.
Yeah, there was a not live one player as AFK. That seems to be golden. Yeah, I can imagine that. That's what I was saying as well. Like, when you're playing against a team like Fnatic,
yeah,
and you don't have the experience, I can see people getting flustered. When like some of the plays JW is doing with the AWP around mid, trying to jump in the window, failing, they're no-scoping the guy who appears in the window, just all kinds of madness. It's difficult to play against that in a serious setting because that's how he plays, you know. But it's unconventional, let's say. So I can see how that might cause some problems for some younger players. And when you're so early in your career that you're trying to find your own identity, I think JW is maybe an extreme example of a player who has an identity. But when you're trying to figure out who am I in a professional setting, and you have to go up against that, like how can you even focus on your own game?
That's obviously a difficult thing to do, and I think you're seeing c0ntact struggle with that to some extent. Hopefully, they'll have a better time on train, though. We are ready to get underway into our second map of the series. Can c0ntact keep it close? Neil M certainly seemed to think so. He thought this was one of their better maps. He thinks they've got a good game plan for this one. Early on, it's Fnatic, though, starting on that T side. And after showing a bit of presence over at Ivy, Fnatic are going to slowly walk back. And it looks like they might group up towards this B site, or maybe they're going to drop down Pop Dog for an A main split. Who knows? Plenty of options here.
Man like Spinx.
He's got the CZ as well in his back pocket.
Yeah, a CZ or a 5-7 or Julies, good on a B bomb site. Because if you've got plenty of numbers coming your way, as you often do, you are going to need the bullets accordingly. CZ will have a longer draw time though, but we'll see how it goes. I feel like the CZ over the other two will determine how he plays around these trains as well. And suddenly it's going to be 5 players heading into this B-bomb site where 3 CTs await. Now Spinx has been holding a HE grenade this entire time. How much damage is he going to do? Oh, holding on a little too long, maybe. Oh, there's some meaty damage onto Brian, who doesn't have any Kevlar. But the opening kill goes the way of Fnatic. Rigon up top. Spinx with the CZ. Can't deliver the kill. And Neafric and his teammate, Flusher, cleaning house around the default bomb plant. Snappy and Osso now round the back. And JW's coming around the outside, so to speak, as they are stuck by Connector c0ntact. Now, Flush has only got 12 HP, so this is still winnable, but oh boy, is it going to be awkward for them. JW with the final 2, and Fnatic start the way they want to press forward with the pistol round.
When Flush is landing shots like that, you are not in for a fun time either. When his aim is on point, his ability to understand the game is incredible.
Oh my god.
That's just absurd.
That is amazing. That is some premium highlight reel content. We do not deserve that, JW. That's absolutely amazing. That is the equivalent, before the kill, of somebody bunny hopping backwards into Dust 2 on a pistol run, into the B bomb site, for example. But he air strafes onto the ladder, hops down, and just goes straight for the headshot. Calm as you like. Drops the AK on the floor just in case he dies down the ladder. I love JW.
He didn't even ask for the MAC-10 from his teammate or anything. He was like, yeah, I've got the spawn for Pop Dog. I just need a USP, though, and I can clear it out, guys. And he's done that. He's got into Pop Dog safely. There is this force buy from c0ntact. I always like talking about these scouts on these second rounds. If you can have good players with these scouts in these long-range train angles, they can be very effective. Wow,
oh my god.
Roland with the snap to the face.
That's a report, if ever I've seen one. Roland making his way to the bomb site. Looking good at the moment. 2 scouts remain. I can't see them surviving either. Not enough time has passed yet. Hold on a second. Stereo frags, and Spinx has found a third. This has turned around very quickly indeed. I thought this one was a formality from a 5 versus 2 to a 2-on-2 with scouts, but the Deagle putting in work for Spinx. There's no defuse kit, and surely they're spurred on, but maybe their best work here is behind them. Can they actually win this round now? A scout and a Deagle But that bomb is ticking. Fnatic not showing. Not wanting to take any more risks. They're going to invite them out. Snappy doesn't see Crims coming. Maybe his gun was blocking the vision, but Spinks can't win this round. Can do more damage, maybe save the AK-47. A noble effort from Spinks, and that's a nice way for a new man to warm up with 3 kills in a very unlikely situation.
Absolutely. I think that'll give him a little bit of confidence. His teammates got to see the kills as well because they were already dead. So he's proven himself a little bit in that round. This was the first shot from Brollan. Oh my, I don't even know if his crosshair was ever on Rigon's head. I think he might have just been running. Just kind of hit a lucky shot. And Crims at the end doing good work with the MAC-10. Now, okay, this is, I mean, Flush has just got a Glock here. Brollan's just got a P250. And there are still guns from c0ntact in this round. Like, a couple of kills from c0ntact early could make a big difference. That molly has forced Rigon forwards, though, so Fnatic will win the first fight.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't know. It makes me wonder. Maybe it's by design. I'll assume it is. 3 on 3.
Well, they're both dead now anyway.
Yeah. I suppose it's an experiment.
Uh-oh.
Oh! In the back. Well, now with the upgrade, he's given himself a chance, and Esperanto will clean up the rest. I've seen so many Deagle headshots from Esperanto on train, on the CT side, in unlikely situations. This is a habit of his. We saw the desk talk about Esperanto putting in work versus lower ranked teams and just doing a lot of things with individual skill. But specifically, this is something he's done on train a lot, in Flashpoint already as well. And we're seeing some hints of it today, but again, we need to see strength in general from c0ntact as well. Oh, it's clean, man. It is clean. He's got a Colgate smile.
Very nice. I was just pulling up the stats to see if Esperanto is their best player on train. He is joint best with Otto in terms of rating, which I think makes a lot of sense.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So definitely watch out for both of those guys. Spinks has got involved early, though. There are definitely other players for c0ntact happy to step up. And Brollan now with the SG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is a good map for it because you have some channels where you can try and bait peeks from people. You see some teams do it with Deagles as well on the T side, trying to catch CTs looking for information. So there is some utility to be had with it. Golden having a look-see with the UMP. In the meantime, Flusher makes his way in towards the B bomb site. Bomb not spotted just yet, though. But Crims has been swatted by Otto. Snappy with a scout holding the IV position. And Otto is not going to allow people anywhere near the B bomb site today, it seems. And then there were 3.
These are the rounds that kind of scare me from Fnatic. That's a bit too aggressive in the default. Brollan's been able to get that kill, though, with the SG. He was low on health when he took that fight. And another one for JW. They're swarming this A-bomb site. Esperanto up close, though. They haven't cleared him. They haven't cleared him, and the tower is dismantled. Esperanto finally falls, but JW's in the clutch.
Yeah, they know where he is, roughly. Spinks now just about being seen. A laboured spray, and Spinks will get the fatal connection. And again, c0ntact on the CT side. It's been difficult early, but it is very early, and they're about to get their second round in a row, no less. It's an expensive one, 2 players surviving, but it's a round on the board. We'll see if they can stabilize. Again, I really think they've got to do most of the work on that CT side. Nice to see Otto firing early as well. He'll, of course, be a very important player. And AWB on train CT side should be instrumental for c0ntact in their round victories. The money has disappeared for Fnatic now. This will be a pistol round. And there's not much utility, so I spoke about trying to bait CTs to peek certain narrow channels. And what I mean by that is, like, if you peek from main, let's say, towards stop sign, there's not that much correction you need to do if somebody peeks you. It's very minor adjustments. If you can try and repeatedly invite those engagements by the CTs, then maybe something can be done.
Spinks spotting a couple of players early. The bomb has been left behind, though, so Fnatic won't be committing to anything. I think looking at that previous round from Fnatic, I would like to see them not going quite so aggressive in their defaults. They were so spread out across the map there, just again relying on the solo fights. And on Mirage, that worked okay. Now Brollan's sneaking up close, though. This could be nice.
He's got so many sound cues from Otto, and nobody seems to be watching Sandwich. The timing is great because Rigon is repositioning to the bomb site itself, but Brollan's looking for multi-frags. Here's the first one, swinging around, down goes Rigon. Now, the saving grace for Contact is they've got Snappy coming back in towards from Ivy, and that could certainly help Esperanto, but he dies way too early here. Snappy swings with the MP9. The damage was enough from Esperanto to follow up the MP9 from that crazy range. Now Crims is in a 1 versus 2, 40 seconds. Very expensive round for Contact all of a sudden. Crisis will be averted, but that is a good $20,000 down the hole. But again, I think with the player coming from Ivy not re-engaging that little channel, maybe they could have had an extra man survive here.
Love the spam to the body there from Brolan as well. Realize he's close range, just 2 shots to the chest will do it.
Meat shots.
Yeah. And now we get the AWPs out for both teams. Snappy with the secondary AWP for Contact. We saw Esperanto picking up a little bit on Mirage, but Snappy's the man who's happy to take it into this one. And Rigon already getting a fight. Flusher dropping down Pop Dog to his death.
Yeah, this is a good start now for Contact for this particular round. That Molotov may indicate a take of main, which is maybe why Brian puts the smoke down there, just to hold on to the map control. It's early in the round. They've got plenty of time. Stops him getting swung on with a pop flash. You can see the intention of how close Esperanto is as well. So they may still go for this, smoke of their own. Fnatic will abandon. They see the investment towards A main. They'll head towards B in the meantime. A smart response from them. Look at the rotation on the radar from Contact. They'll try to delay the bomb plant and buy time for that laboured rotation. But the angle's being held by JW. Not for long, though. Spinks looking to his left, but from the right is Golden. Can Crims respond to this? Moving around the corner, focusing on the front, but from the back is Spinks. Snappy from the other side. And this one's looking tough for Fnatic. Through the smoke goes the final kill. Again, just that delay, that Molotov was really important. So I think Fnatic made the right play there with what Contact were trying to achieve on A, but they failed on B.
Yeah, that smoke we saw from Golden landed in the back of Connector, which cut Udoh off completely. You see Otto's just having to push the smoke there. This is just Spinks, though, being great in this round. Like you said, that molly was really important. He gets 2 kills as well. I think that's a fantastic round from Spinks, and he's really starting to step up here on Train. After a very quiet first map, he clearly has reset. He's clearly ready for this one. He's about to be tested again.
Yep, here come the numbers game. Fast play into the B bomb site. Most likely only one person here. The Org is not going to get much done. And this is important. Don't stay with the bomb plant. You've got to swarm the entire train yard. You've got to take both sides of it to get a better chance of defending. Try and swarm, cause chaos, but Contact will thrive in this chaos. And suddenly it's just Golden. 0 for 5. No kills for him just yet. Choke points will be smoked and mollied. They're on the bomb now. I'll try to do what he can. There's actually no cover for Esperanto, but the crouch peek allows him to survive. Maybe Golden would have died instantly anyway, but that could have been a bit more damage to play with. 2 AWPs will be saved as they move to round 8.
1 SG out for Crims, something we will be keeping an eye on. This time Spinks dying without a kill. That puts them in a scary position. If there were guns there for Fnatic, that might be round over right there. But the MAC-10s running into the backlines are eventually traded out. It's good enough to be able to hold on to the round win on the Contact side of things. Not a bad start to this game as well for Contact. You can see at the top of your screen, Fnatic have been getting the bomb down fairly frequently, even in these round wins for Contact, but that's still a good sign that Contact are able to win those retakes. They've won a couple of really impressive rounds in there as well. And now we've got that double AWP set up back out for the CTs. JW has one on the other side as well.
Full utility for both squads. It's been a drought recently for Fnatic. You can see some success with the bomb plants, but they've all been diffuses of late. Molly up top in case there's an aggressive AWP. Gonna move 2 on deck for Contact, not a bad shout. Maybe reading into the future after their fast play into B in the previous round, but there's still just the 1 player on B, so Contact are playing their game. Not having their hand forced by Fnatic. A lot of utility being deployed. Udoh around Connector, making his way to look towards B, but nothing doing just yet. Fnatic in a holding pattern, but we might see some flashbacks here from Esperanto. Brand caught unaware. Didn't expect that angle to be held. And that's good. The proactiveness from Contact, some aggressiveness on their CT side. Some skeet shooting down Ivy. No connection this time, though.
I like that aggression from c0ntact. Like you were saying, getting aggressive into A main, I think it helps them be able to rotate that second man towards B as well. But now that they've lost the A main control, c0ntact actually decide to rotate 4 players back to this A bomb site. And it might be the right read. Fnatic are starting to group up towards A. 37 seconds left on the clock. A few smokes for Fnatic, a few nades left for them. It looks like it is going to be some sort of set play as well. They've got a couple of smokes being lined up. Just the one smoke for the back lines, though, and Fnatic are going to go.
Molly for sandwich. Crims jumps past. No engagements just yet. One up top. Esperanto is ready for the peek from Flusher. Now Rigon can activate, run distraction as well. How do you combo this?
Wow.
Esperanto's died for the cause, and I think he's done enough. JW not through the choke point with 31 HP, just holding the angle, expecting CTs to swing, reinforcements to come, but they weren't required because Esperanto cleaned up. 6 rounds in a row for c0ntact. So far, so good. This is the CT side they need to have. Coming into this, a map down.
A really safe hold from c0ntact as well. After getting that first kill, Esperanto is literally tucked into the site here, but he gets 3 kills with the AK. That last one on the labored spray down, just about connecting onto the head of Crims. And then they had the player waiting in heaven as well, who just needed to get really one important kill to win them that round. I think from Fnatic's perspective, Train is a map where you do need to see more set plays in general. We need to see more smokes than that. Just one smoke out to the A site, barely any flashes. More shenanigans in Pop Dog, but Golden's already got out through A main.
Yeah, there's a lot of fight for control. Golden taking big risk, but with risk comes reward. A smoke towards Connector as well. Brian will help activate. Sees 2 at the same time, and Esperanto will try to hold position. Brian deletes, but gets traded by Otto. War of attrition on the A bomb site. Spinks is alone in a 1 versus 2. He's on the A site already. Not sure if he's been detected. He's been tagged, maybe through smoke. He hasn't fired a bullet, though. So they probably don't know where he is. They know he's a B player, so he could get a kill for free here. Crims has got to check the wide, but here we go. 1 versus 1. JW around main. I think that much might be known. Spinks trying to show some elbow. Not sure if he spotted JW towards the E-box position. And there is JW with the angle for a much-needed 3rd round for Fnatic.
That's a bit more like it. A few more nades from Fnatic onto the A site. They had a couple of smokes that time at least to be able to cover them off. That's what allows Golden to get out through A main a little bit easier. He's able to get towards that E-box position for this first kill. That really helps open up the round. And then Brolan, again, doesn't have to worry about as many angles because of that other smoke. So that's really helpful there for Fnatic to get another round on the board. And I'm glad to see that they've got some of those smokes prepared to be able to limit those CT options. Brolan already getting out through A main with the AK. He's not wasting any time in this one.
Got to be careful of the high ground behind him. Around the Ivy position. Here we go again. Not this time, though. Rigon's ready for it. Caught completely by surprise, but still lands the kill. His job has been a tough one for this harassment down the ladder. Fnatic quietly heading towards the B bomb site. 2 players in tow already. Spinks changing up his angle. He's got support for the high ground, which allows him to hold this spot. See the boost to look on top of the trains. Oh, Rigon, hello. Just got into business for himself, and he's really put in some nice work. 4 versus 2. c0ntact taking Fnatic style to them, you might argue. Great flank from him. Completely random, utterly quiet. Fnatic maybe a little predictable in that round. And I love that they have the confidence to do this. Despite the way Fnatic won some of the rounds in the previous game, they still bring some confidence into Train here, c0ntact.
That probably comes back to the talking point previously of how some of these players who normally play FPL might just have the freedom to go for plays like that. You know, walking up the ladder there, it's a huge risk from Rigon, but the reward there, massive. 3 kills on the round for him, and now Fnatic are really down and out of this one. 22 seconds. The A site is somewhat open. They may be able to get the bomb down, but the round win remains unlikely, and now the bomb's been dropped.
Oh, some taps. Otto goes for a fast re-peek, but it's enough delay to allow his teammate to clean up. And c0ntact moves to 7. Really good individual play there. Perfect timing. Absolutely crippling Fnatic. Average $3,000 per person. Limits what they can do in this round. What was it? What did I say? 11 rounds for c0ntact?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, they've got 7 from 10. So they seem to be on course for the time being. But that's just part 1. of the saga, and it will be a saga to win this series over Fnatic. Deagle's out for Fnatic, all 5. So again, we'll see. Now, last time we had the situation, Udoh had the AWP focused towards main. So we saw Golden try and go for those common angles, go fishing, but he did not come out of that very healthy. On this occasion, it's 1 AWP for Contact, and Udoh is towards B, so perhaps they will fare a little better.
Crims is lining up a couple of flashbangs right now. First one's gone over the top, the second about to follow, and that should allow them to pop out through a main.
Anti-Udoh flashbangs.
Oh, is Golden here?
I wonder, because...
He is. He might just literally run out with his knife to be quicker, to be bait. Okay, now he's got the decal. That's good.
I wonder if he's just trolling us.
Maybe.
He just stands there with his knife out. Well, down goes the first one. Udoh still focused on B. Even though it's a pistol round, Esperanto looking to play close. Oh, he's creeping in quietly, not even a flashbang. Does he check his left, though? He doesn't. Don't think either player knows. JW's like, what? Oh, dear. I love this. I love the way Contact are playing. It's necessary. You can't just sit and be a victim to Fnatic. You have to push forward and be aggressive.
Really slow round from Fnatic. I'm surprised it took so long for them to try and push A main there. I thought they were just going to go with that second flash, but Crims never threw it. He's still got it in his back pocket, and he's not going to get to use it. Rigon closes out the round. 8-3 for Contact. That last round, though, not a big deal for Fnatic. They're obviously waiting for the gun round into the next. And I think for Fnatic, the only round they've won in terms of gun rounds was that one round they kind of just went out onto the A site and Golden got them that early kill. Still Golden's only kill this game, for what it's worth. So the question becomes, do you go back to that for Fnatic right now? Do you maybe slow it down and try and allow JW to get a pick? He is top fragging right now. He's had a pretty good series so far. It looks like they are going to slow things down on the Fnatic side, but again, Contact getting aggressive. Snappy up close at Ivy.
Oh boy, how far is he going to go? There's a flashbang avoided by JW. Went a bit too far. Oh, that would have been a really nice flick. He tags, but no frag. So some position still held by Contact. Smoke is down in Ivy. But that's an early 5 versus 4. Big focus on the A bomb site now for Contact and Fnatic. Spinks moving much further back with that early kill. Saw multiple players, and Esperanto very proactive indeed. They've got to take a risk and take something away. But do they stand their ground? I'm going to quietly move away, just as some footsteps are heard. I don't know if Rigon may have heard those footsteps from Flusher, moving towards the A site, away from the halls. Well, Roland makes his way in. Can't put his gun out in time, however. More mollies, which means more players. Rigon seems to be curious for the info. Takes out 2, 3-on-3 with 45 seconds left for Fnatic.
And Fnatic just, oh, Golden, sneaky boy Golden gets the first kill, make it a second. Great shots from Golden onto the site, and he wants more. He's hungry for blood. Golden going huge in that round. He got barely anything done so far in this game, but he keeps his confidence and he keeps his cool in all those fights. Lovely triple kill from Golden, and this is what Fnatic need at this point. Just a few rounds on the board. Just grind out a couple of round wins, and you definitely keep yourself in this game. This was so nice.
Now, this is a very pivotal round. We've only got 3 rounds left in the half, but it's pivotal for both squads because the money's short for Fnatic, but there's no money left for Contact if they lose this round. So this could really thwart the long-term plans on train for both squads. Flusher's turn to get the kills around E-Box. Swarming now to the side and lining up for him. He's got 2. That might be enough, but Udoh and Snappy is straight back. We've still got 1 player. That's Snappy around that Ivy hell position. Trying to create space, trying to buy time. Losing space, though, from that Molotov from JW. Surely he doesn't go through the smoke here. Buy sandwich, but Brolan comes around from under heaven. And that leaves Spinks alone. Now, the AWP really is the weapon you need to save in this situation. There is a distinct lack of money for Contact. You never know, though, with an AWP and a Deagle here or there. There may be a round to be won, but if Fnatic could say, take this to 7, that's not too shabby.
Yeah, Train is one of those maps that is still CT-sided as a certainty, for most teams at least. There's always those few teams that seem to somehow get a bunch of T rounds. But for Fnatic, I think they're getting to the point now where they should start to become happy with their T side, especially breaking the bank of Contact here. I like that we're seeing some pace injected from Fnatic now as well, because think about how those earlier rounds were being won by c0ntact. It was c0ntact getting aggressive that was kind of helping them win. So if Fnatic just push at the start of the round, you don't let that happen. The flashes over A main, pretty successful for them in that round. It has been a lot of A plays as well for Fnatic. I think in general on Train, you see more plays towards the A site, but Fnatic have really been trying to abuse it.
Now, what can c0ntact do in this round? Spinks looking for an upper play, but it is a bomb site for Fnatic. Swinging out from, oh my god, Snappy and Otto really making this unlikely for Fnatic. They continue to press on, however. Now it's a long rotation for Spinks. We can keep an eye on that. Otto waiting for them to come his way, patiently shooting, but he will fall. Esperanto hasn't played all his cards just yet. Looking for an up-close shot. Spinks stuck behind the smoke. And Fnatic wonder, what is the safe play here? If they move away from A, maybe rifles are to be collected, but it's so dangerous. Oh, the timing! Oh my god, he almost turned back and had a chance to fire a shot. But now it's Spinks in a 1 versus 3. He'll have to go for the quick scopes. He'll see the legs first, surely. Crim's got to be careful about his peek. There we go. 2 versus 1 now. They know Spinks is in connector. There's no utility on the final players. They've got to frag out, so to speak. Lots of jiggling from Spinks. Oh, that was close. But Flusher was faster. A noble effort, but it's 6 for Fnatic.
And it's no money for c0ntact into the last round of the half. They're buying whatever the hell they can, but it's not going to be a great buy for them. These were the early shots. Fnatic just pushing out through Pop Dog. It didn't look like there was that good of a flashbang there to help them. Certainly those two players on the site weren't blind. Ends up being an easy lineup, but Fnatic saved the round. And now that 7-round T-half is looking more and more likely, James. c0ntact will do what they can with these pistols, and Brolan making this same aggressive play. We've seen this a couple of times.
Seen it more than a couple. Brolan will get the opening kill. Lurk around the smoke. Flusher's here as well, just running through smokes and ladder. And Brolan will trade. It's absolute carnage. Fnatic are the personification of a dictionary attack. 4 on 2, and it's Spinks now with the Mag 7. Not much he can do here. Some utility as well. Has minimal range. Maybe, I'm not sure if this is worse than a Glock, considering the range. Probably isn't, but we'll see what he's able to try and achieve. Pad the stats. Such a difficult situation. There's no diffuse kit either. He's probably thinking, well, what the hell do I do with this? And there's Brolan. Left to run to his doom. Base a shot from JW. Is he going to save?
Yeah,
at this point, he might as well, to be honest, just for stats. Yeah, why give them the extra kill? JW with the blade. Oh, he's going to get knifed as well. Welcome to Professional Counter-Strike versus Fnatic. JW finishes the half with a knife. 8 rounds for c0ntact. Will it be enough to take it to a third map? We'll soon find out. Second half comes after the break.
tight affair after the first half, but we saw this last time, James. It was close on Mirage, and then Fnatic ran away with it in the second half, and now they're onto the CT side. I'm a little bit scared they might do the same here.
Yeah, pistol will be an important one. Utility for Rigon and Snappy, and it begins quickly. The Molotov towards the Ivy position really limits where the CTs can go, but JW will go up top. He does not like to be denied. Flusher holding Ivy in the meantime. JW will fall, loses the angle. Does Flusher from the players coming in from Ivy towards the site, and then there were three. Got Golden poking and prodding, playing around the bomb site. Got to be careful though, because his positions will be limited. Flusher with his second of the round will tie the score, but we've got a player coming from Pop Dog, which will be a problem. Crim's waiting for a cross. Left to hold their angles well. Flusher finally taken care of. Golden spots 2, spots 3, and suddenly it's just Snappy with 19 HP. Doing what he can, looking for those headshots, but Fnatic turn it around as they always do. They take both pistols on train.
Able to get everyone onto the A site there on the Fnatic side of things, just really slowing down the round from c0ntact, staying alive on the site. A bunch of extended fights in the mix there, but Fnatic get all the kills they need. And now I'm really worried for c0ntact here. Oh god, JW's got the revolver again. He really wants a kill with it. He got one on Mirage.
It's psychological warfare.
It is.
It's not even about getting kills with it, it's about hearing it being fired. That's all you need.
He needs a decoy as well, that's what he needs.
That's a really good idea. Oh, that could be a colossal bait. Roland tries to say hello, but Esperanto has a deagle on train, and he is often successful with that. They take position contacts, make their way down a ladder, and now they've got themselves an SMG. HE's up top, that's a chunky one. c0ntact still with 2 players up Ivy, no one peeking them just yet, however, but maybe JW's on the way with that revolver.
Oh god, having to pre-fire like that is just so difficult. Otto gets the headshot with the deagle. In my opinion, the superior weapon, perhaps not according to JW. But now in a 3v5, Fnatic actually have to make something happen here. You can already see Flusher pushing through B to try and get that information. That's allowing Fnatic to play a little bit safer on the A site. They should be more prepared for a push. But this has just quickly got out of hand here for Fnatic. They should have been heavy favorites in this round. Now I'm not so sure.
This is going to be interesting. They're looking away. Oh boy, is anyone going to check this? Is anyone going to check Golden? Go back in the corner. This smoke has lasted forever, but Golden won't. And now there is so much position for c0ntact, but what about the time? There's 22 seconds. Crim's making his way. Oh my god, the bait through the smoke. That's astonishing. And maybe that's a saving grace, allows the bomb to get planted. Flusher with 2 HP will try to hold on to what he has, I would presume. Last seen in Connector, trying to hide in plain sight. Carrying a lot at present, but it looks like c0ntact have won the force buy.
Big round for c0ntact as well. You heard Neil M say there in the interview after the first map that after losing it was a 4v2 in favor of c0ntact on the pistol on that previous map, and the game spiraled out of hand when they lost that round. So I think just winning this one and just getting straight back on track could be a real key to coming back into this one for c0ntact. They do need to make sure they don't now lose against this next buy from Fnatic, though. I'm assuming Fnatic will force up. Their money's really bad, so they should just be buying. The eagle shot. You see JW having to swing out with the revolver. Did not go according to plan for him. Those Deeks just getting body shots at the end of the round to win it. And now it is going to be a much harder start to the CT half for Fnatic than they would have wanted. Oh, look, JW's got it again. He's got it again.
It's great.
I don't know why I'm surprised.
It just looks, even the icon, it looks like a Team Fortress weapon.
It really does.
Golden alone on B at present. Crims makes his way over. Double scouts in this round for Fnatic. Of course, it is the force bite. Double peek for c0ntact. But Golden finds the right timing to engage at the very least. Now, look at this rotation from Fnatic. A third and a fourth man make their way through. Oh, I love the angle from Crims. Rather than jumping up, goes for the side angle. Spinks gets caught on the wall, but still manages to survive. And he's up close with the revolver. Will we see another one? No. 4v3 in favor of c0ntact. The bomb is downstairs, but they're making their way back in towards the A bomb site, and the bomb's managed to escape. Brolan gets popped on the A bomb site, and I think the worst might be over for c0ntact.
I think that's the kill that secures it right there from Rigon. I don't think he needs to be jumping up onto connector like this, but we can let him get away with it. It's just the 2 scouts left for Fnatic. Crim's holding a very tight angle. There are a few players who are tagged. Only Rigon still on full health, so a body shot would do it. He's not going to be able to even see Esperanto, though. And Otto gives away that fight. Flusher actually finds a headshot there somehow, but the scout shouldn't be doing much more at this point. c0ntact will reach double digits first. And remember, Fnatic fully forced into this round, so it will be another save for Fnatic after losing this one. And that's when they'll be able to buy in the following round. So if c0ntact just win 1 or 2 key gun rounds here in the second half, they could have actually put themselves in a really good position to win this game.
Yeah, the next buy round will be really key. If c0ntact can win that, Fnatic's next buy round, then it's going to be such an uphill struggle for the favoured team. The favoured team, I can speak English.
No revolver this time, James.
No
just,
revolver.
Just for anyone keeping track.
The shenanigans have come to, I won't say come to a close, but they're on pause. Never comes to a close with JW.
Then again, this would be maybe the most Fnatic round to win if they somehow like pushed and got a flank in this round. I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Fnatic recently announced that the people, the great unwashed, can invest in their team now. You can buy, I think you can buy shares in their team or something along those lines. Check their Twitter for more information.
They probably know more about it than you do.
I would hope so. Yeah. Otherwise, that's a really bad investment.
Yeah.
Old bomb. I still remember fondly the days of just hiding underneath a train, just being a kid and just crouching under a train, be like, I'm happy here. This is my little place.
Wait, in real life or in CS?
No, in on train.
Right. Okay.
On older versions of the game. I feel like it was maybe the like kids these days playing Minecraft and stuff. This is where the old bomb site was, and you just crouch underneath it and be like, I'm just here, hanging out. This is me, having a great time.
Good. Oh.
He's so, the knife out again.
So absurd with the things he tries.
Yeah, but how can you not be a fan?
No, of course.
Fnatic have always been one of my favourite teams. Always, and you can see why.
A lovely bit of money made by Otto at the end there, for what it's worth. Those Mach 10 kills get you a bit of extra cash, and that means he can get the AWP with ease into this gun round. And that's something Fnatic actually aren't going to be able to work with. They've got an MP9 on Flusher, they've got a Scout on Crims. This is kind of rough for Fnatic, James, in a round that they really need to win to keep themselves close on this one. It's not an ideal buy.
Not at all, but Fnatic have a way of turning things around, but maybe it's their turn to be victims. Esperanto poking out, catching JW off guard. A classic fast play when no one's in the pop dog position. Oh, tag but no kill. No headshot this time. But maybe Golden can follow up. He's creating some space for himself with the smoke grenade, but Rigon will win the duel irrespective of that. So it seems the newer players are coming into this with confidence. A multi-frag from Brolan with the AUG, but Flusher 1 versus 3 with an MP9 at range. I don't fancy his chances just yet, but all those X's by Ivy, maybe there is a better weapon to be collected. The bomb still making its way to the bomb site. Flusher waiting patiently. Snappy clearing some of the flanks in the meantime. So they're narrowing down the places that Flusher could be coming from, which will make life more difficult for him. Spinks is holding some of the angles. And our connector's about to be clear. So this pretty much leaves the Ivy area, unless he's flanked from Ivy with a timing. But I think Snappy's about to find him. So he needs to turn this corner for his own safety, because Snappy's about to turn another corner. Ooh, he's backing up to his doom. That's not a draw you want to take. The molly to try and create some space. Awkward, but he's put out of his misery. Of the 5 rounds we've had in this half, c0ntact have won 4 in a row, no less.
This is starting to spiral out of control for Fnatic just a little bit. It will have to be pistols here for them. Get a replay of some of those early kills. JW just getting caught in the open. There have been a couple of rounds where I feel like he's been completely caught out of position, and that was such a key round to lose that early fight. You saw Crims had the scout there at Ivy, but maybe if he had JW helping him, he could have been able to land the tag, and then JW could have got the kill up close, could have helped his teammate. But JW just caught out, and that kind of cost them completely. They go down to a 3v5. It's interesting as well, I was looking at Fnatic's stats on Train. They have a much better win rate on their CT side. They have a 62% win rate on their CT side of Train compared to a 39% on their T side. So normally, Fnatic are much better on this CT side, but they haven't really had the chance to show that yet, and they've got another low buy in this one.
Yeah. Rounds like this will fly by. Now, Flusher could potentially bait here, but the timing is just so much better for c0ntact. I think that's the worst of the round over, unless GoldenKiNK can get a multi-frag. Indeed he does. There are rifles to collect, but Esperanto's position is really going to help them out here. Just like that, the final kills come through. Glimmers of hope for Fnatic. Really is a candle in a wind of a half. Blustering, still alive for now, but they don't have many full buys left if they keep losing rounds like this. Could see some frustration there on Crims' face.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about how that last gun round was important for Fnatic. This one now is almost a must-win. They've got the double up setup out. JW and Flusher both with snipers ahead of this round. They've got the nades. They've got all the premium rifles. No more excuses for Fnatic. They have to win this round to really give themselves a good chance of winning their map pick. And Esperanto already getting popped down at Pop Dog early. Take note of Brolan playing most aggressively on the A site. He really likes to play aggressive on this A side of Train. He's already having a little look towards A main, trying to get the early information. And Brolan might be pushing even further. Problem would be Esperanto might spot that if he goes out in the open.
Yeah, c0ntact have got a lot of map control just from this position. It compromises where Fnatic can stand. He can peek towards the Ivy position whenever he feels like it. But here is the push from Fnatic. JW, how does he get the better of that? I don't understand. They only see one player there as well, and you can see c0ntact now trying to make their way through the choke points, out from Pop Dog, through main as well, if they can, but Brolan has got something to say about that. Flusher with an AWP kill in the meantime as well. And then there were two. And then there was one. Esperanto, 1v5 now. He has to do some damage here at the very least. So far, so good. He's got 45 seconds and 3 more to find. Waiting for a flank to come. But they're all on the bomb site already. Golden jiggling. He's going to try and avoid the trade frag situations, but Crims will be enough.
That's more like it for Fnatic. JW getting aggressive early. Again, I don't know how he wins that fight in all honesty, but he wins it. That's the main thing. And then he's able to relay over to his teammates to be ready for that A-sided push, which they were. So a round finally for Fnatic with the guns in their hands. Now c0ntact have got to try and make sure they can bounce back. Still plenty of money for them into this next round. Golden playing as that B-site anchor has had a quiet game so far. Only 7 kills on the board for him. He hasn't been tested much in this CT side. Brolan this time getting aggressive at Pop Dog. This is what Brolan loves to do. He'll push A main, he'll push Pop Dog, he'll try and get early ground for his team, he'll try and play in the front lines, and he's really good at just surviving in this Pop Dog position. We'll see if he's even going to have to come into play though, because c0ntact is starting to line up around that B site.
Repositioning from Crims. Scope to Org will help him, holding the upper ground, should they pursue. Fourth man makes his way towards B. Golden repositioning now. Again, he's got high ground cover from Crims, which allows him to hold his position. Can he transfer? No. Down he goes. JW around that connector area, putting a smoke out to help himself rotate into the site. Esperanto caught off from the angle that Crims was holding. JW forced away from the flames. Otto, though, with the high ground. Bomb still needs to get planted. It's on the floor at the moment. Got to be collected by someone, but they're trying to just hold the angles as the CTs keep streaming in. JW with a fast jump up. No connection, however. Where are the other two? Bomb getting planted now. 20 seconds on the clock.
Couple of nades for Fnatic as well. If they chained those onto the site, they could maybe get a kill. Snappy stuck there. The first nade's landed. Oh, and the second one does a bit more damage, but JW's closing the distance. Missed shot. Otto gets one in the meantime. JW trying to bait them in, but it's the two orcs on the retake, and a missed shot from Flusha could be costly. They just can't kill this player. Flusha trying to land it, but he's missing everything. He can't get the kill. It's the Glock of Snappy that closes out the round. And Fnatic will be kicking themselves there. They were given chances in those fights, but they just could not land the shots.
That's so rough for Fnatic. 4 missed shots on the bomb planter there. Left to just defend alone, basically. Just hopping around bullets. And at this point, that's not really what Fnatic can afford. A 14th round for c0ntact. And again, Fnatic, they just don't have the cash. They've got to hold on to most of what they have for what could be their final buy round. If you ignore the pistol, they've won 1 round in this half. This is an anomaly for Train. And great for c0ntact, potentially going into a third and final map of Overpass. Just great for the confidence. Wiping them out one by one. But now maybe there's a chance for something to be done here by Fnatic. The bomb's making its way towards B bomb site, however. And there is cavalry here as well. It's a nice kill from Crims. Not easy with a 5-7 from range, but that will really make things harder. 1 versus 3. 2 of these 3 players are pretty heavily tagged, though. And a loss bonus is such that Crims can probably try and do as much as he can here, but with no kit, I don't know if he'll go for a defuse. Well, there goes Otto, but holding for 10 seconds, I just don't see it happening here. But maybe some more damage can be done. There is Snappy, somehow still survives despite getting tagged, but map point is here for c0ntact.
Map point indeed. By the Fnatic, they decided they were willing to play for overtime. They half-bought in the last to make sure they could buy in this one. Also, we've got to give props to Otto. Again, top of the board with 25 kills. I don't think he's had too many flashy plays, too many highlight plays, but just consistently putting up the numbers with the AWP, which is always important. And just in general, a pretty good team effort from c0ntact. No one lagging behind this time, which is really valuable for them. Crims this time getting aggressive into Pop Dog. Now this AUG, if it's close range enough, it can be a one-shot headshot, which is always something to remember. Smoke goes down from Crims, so he can continue to play up close. Esperanto spotted, and the spray to the body is successful. Clean kill for Fnatic to start this round.
Is it too little too late? Time will tell. Really tough spot to play on B, jiggling. You can shoot through that wall at the bottom of the ramp. So, it's a thankless task. Fnatic being forced away, but maybe that could turn into a bait. Oh, brilliant missed opportunity. The double peek is sublime from c0ntact. Is this the final round of the map? Also looking up towards that IV position. 2 players in that spot. Bomb being collected by Rigon in the meantime. Flusher by Connector. Surely he makes his way out with that gap. Spinks now making his way around the bomb site. Golden, if his shadows are high, he'll see that shadow. If the shadows are low, there's no shadow for him. The higher they are, the further away you can see them from. Bomb rotating towards the B bomb site, as is Flusher. Can he get close enough? He'll spot, not fighting to the death, of course. Trying to delay, trying to buy time as per usual. Snappy on the low ground, he'll do the job. Man advantage c0ntact.
Bomb about to be planted. AWP of JW missing the mark on that first man. Oh, he almost gets the chance to pull the trigger, but Rigon gets to safety. Flashbang's good. JW blinded by that. Rigon's able to reposition, but Golden gets him. That's the first kill they needed. c0ntact are sitting back, though. They don't have a molly for the bomb. They might not have any players, but JW misses again, and the time is ticking.
There's no defuse kit. 10-second defuse. JW has an angle, but Golden's got to get this kill, and now he fails it, and that's got to be it. I don't see a way for JW here. Oh, he's found a kit on the way. He can't even find the bomb. No, he can't touch it to bait. Oh, that's so awkward, and that's a catalogue of errors from Fnatic. So many missed shots, even missed defuse attempts. As c0ntact take Train.
Wow. What a win for c0ntact, getting it 16-9. Now we go to a third map. We go to Overpass. The desk was saying that they don't think c0ntact have a great chance on that map, but they just proved us wrong on Train. They might prove us wrong again. We'll find out after this.
Well, c0ntact have done it. They've done it on Train. They've done it on Fnatic's map pick. You guys said this is going to be over. Fnatic have got this in the bag. c0ntact maybe doesn't have the deepest strat book in order to play this. So what happened? How were they able to pull off this upset?
Well, first of all, it's not a great look for me, really, all over social media, saying that. I think I actually
that
said
was
that,
always true, but maybe especially now.
Thank you. Definitely in that game, I think the first half Fnatic did fairly well. They did win pistol, so 7 rounds isn't quite as impressive as it looks. But certainly towards the end of the half, when they got more aggressive with the sandwich and E-box smokes, they got Brolin out, taking different entry pathing, really catching them off guard. But going into the second half, the really pivotal moment for me was the second round anti-force by loss for Fnatic. And for people at home that don't realise, losing second round is way worse than losing pistol. Okay, so for c0ntact, when they win that second round, they get the full reset. Fnatic then forced into the next round, which I said was a mistake, actually. I think they should have just bought Deagles, saved about 700-800 each. Going to that first gun round of that half, they had no nades. They played super passive on A. They gave them c0ntact the whole map. And I think that was just kind of the breeding point for them losing the whole half from that point.
Were you surprised that Fnatic was going so aggressive in terms of their economy, considering that c0ntact had only managed to get 8 CT rounds on Train here? Because it seems like you can really play the long game if you're Fnatic with that CT advantage.
Yeah, definitely. That is a good point because you have so many rounds to work with on the CT side. You can spare a couple. It's okay to full save, like Alan was saying. The fact that you can just go for a Deagle armor buy, save a little bit in the bank so that you can bust out ops, good utility. Because you could see that when Fnatic were on that CT side, they didn't have the nades they needed in order to take space away from c0ntact. And c0ntact, they were playing in their comfort zone for that entire T side, and that's something that you usually don't get from Fnatic. Usually, they're the ones that are taking the initiative in those defaults, whether it's just taking space towards Popdog, towards T-Con, but c0ntact had pretty much free reign of most of those positions, and that is a fatal flaw if you are playing on the CT side of Train.
What would you have said if I had told you that c0ntact would be up at both halves of the first 2 maps so far coming into today?
I certainly wouldn't have seen that coming. Maybe, obviously, on Train, they're starting CT side. It's always going to be the favoured side.
Sure.
But even then, Fnatic picking into the map, I think we expected them to have more T-side. I, even beforehand, would have probably predicted a winning half from Fnatic. So even from that perspective, c0ntact played a better half than I would have expected. You saw Esperanto and Rigon really moving around a lot on outer. They caught Fnatic off guard so many times, getting aggressive main, aggressive pop, fast flank from Rigon onto the, the boosting players in the Brown Halls. So they were really keeping Fnatic on their toes. And, yep, from that sense, individually, at least, c0ntact looked really good on that CT side compared to what I was expecting going in.
All right, well, we do have a quick interview here with Freya to talk about that Fnatic loss and c0ntact win.
We do indeed. Samuelson is joining me on the clock here. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat between these maps. First of all, I want to know what happened coming into Train. We saw you having so much momentum on Mirage. Where were the issues for you guys?
I think we did pretty good in the first half. I think 70 rounds is okay, but the problem was our seat side. We didn't have the economy, we might bought too much, and we didn't have the utility we needed to stop them, and I think we played too passive. We need to step up and play more aggressive.
And of course, we're going to be going on to Overpass very shortly. This is a map, we see Golden having some great T-side calls on, Flusher really popping off. So where are your main focuses going to be for this third map?
I would say the same actually, the CT side. I'm not worried about the T side because we have a really good T side. But same there, we need to have utility to stop them because they are pretty aggressive individually. So yeah, we need to push them back and play our game.
And picking up on that, what were the main differences you saw between map 1 and 2 of this new c0ntact roster? Were there any kind of main differences that you were picking up on here?
I think they pretty much play the same game, honestly. They play pretty much like individually and aggressive, and they hit their shots, so we know what to expect from them for sure. Well,
thank you, Samuelson, so much for taking the time to have a chat with us. It's going to be going to a third map, and it's going to be Overpass. But before that, we've got to have the desk break it down.
Thank you, Freya. And so for you guys, this still shouldn't be too much of a worry, though. Your initial analysis was, oh, this pick is very good. The Decider map being Overpass is fantastic for Fnatic. So even if they drop Train, they should still be able to close this out. I believe you said, Alan, that unless c0ntact 2-0s, there's probably not a lot of hope for them.
Yeah, I still stand by that very much. And even just from kind of mentality perspective, Fnatic, they've played so many series. Losing a map like that won't really rattle them at all. When Overpass, I mean, from my perspective, I think I would have picked into Overpass as the second map of the series for Fnatic. So I do think they're really strong here. I think they're so good at playing the mid-round on both sides. They're so good with that mid-round decision-making. So particularly on T side, the mid-rounding is so great when they work out where the players are and they can work around that. So I don't know, this map just suits Fnatic so much for me, and I think c0ntact, there's going to be a lot of scope for individual errors. I think in that game, perhaps they got away with more individual plays than perhaps they should have on average. So coming into this Overpass game, I still think the ball is very much in Fnatic's court.
Yeah, I would have to agree. That being said, this c0ntact roster doesn't have a lot of data on them for this Overpass map. The only time they've played it so far, they won a 16-14 game against some kind of Tier 2, Tier 3 European team. That being said, Udoh and Esperanto really popped off in that game, and Fnatic, I think they do a good enough job on the T side to neutralize players like that. Udoh, of course, being the opper for c0ntact. Fnatic, I've seen their game plans before on this map, and they do a great job at just sectioning off the map, staging it in such a way so that oppers have a pretty difficult time playing against them. They, at their latest DreamHack Open, they neutralized Nock, who was having a really good tournament on that map. So I think that Fnatic's game plan should still just be fine here, moving into the third map.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And let's take a look in just a second here at our latest Pinnacle odds for Map 3, because they might have shifted a little bit. I'd be curious to know, somebody out there was very happy about that, that c0ntact win on Train. As we can see here, 287 for c0ntact. So they have come down a little bit here, understandably, given that it's a closer series than most people would have predicted.
Yeah, I think these odds are pretty much on the money for what I would have said is applicable for this game. I think, yeah, definitely coming into this one is still very much in Fnatic's hands. And if they did lose this, I'd be really surprised, even though in a best of one, you can lose both pistols, you can lose some close rounds. But even then, there's so many buy rounds in the games these days that I think Fnatic, they're so experienced, they're so good at the late round, they'll just be able to get this over the line.
They just need to give themselves those buy rounds, though. They need to not force buy too much, not too many
like
RH, JW, relax on the revolver. I know we're going for the Western theme here, but it's not high noon right now.
Oh, I mean, it hasn't been high noon for some months, or years, actually, at this point. I lose track of time. But yeah, I think there were some style points that Fnatic looked like they were going for. JW also busting out the knife at times.
Yep.
So we have seen some styling, that's for sure.